Some of the most profound battles we face are not fought on any field, but in the silent arenas of our own minds. Wars waged against doubt, fear, frustration, and the cold shadow of despair. Life presents its challenges, often without warning, and our response to them defines the very essence of our existence. Imagine for a moment a mindset so unshakable, so resilient, that no obstacle could truly defeat you. This is the strength the ancient Stoics dedicated their lives to cultivating. A mental fortitude that can overcome anything because it is grounded in the unbreakable principles of wisdom, courage, and self-control. Today, we delve into the world of the Stoics, not as a dusty philosophy locked in the past, but as a practical and powerful toolkit, as relevant now as it was 2,000 years ago. These are the lessons that have empowered emperors and soldiers alike, and continue to guide millions. If you have ever felt the weight of the world pressing down on you, or if you simply wish to forge mental armor that can withstand any storm, then you are in the right place. By our journey's end, you will hold a blueprint for transforming your mindset, a way to build a mental fortress so that no matter what comes, you will stand firm. If this exploration of timeless wisdom resonates with you, consider joining our community as we delve deeper into these transformative ideas together. Let us begin. Embracing challenges. Every challenge you face is an invitation to test your virtues. Patience when caught in the grip of delay, resilience in the face of loss, or courage when confronting your deepest fears. The Stoics believe that it is not what happens to us, but how we respond, that truly matters. This perspective transforms obstacles from impassable walls into stepping stones on the path to self-mastery. But how can we truly embrace our challenges? It begins with a shift in perception. Instead of viewing difficulties as mere impediments, see them as instruments for your personal evolution. When something goes wrong, ask yourself, what can this teach me? This is not about seeking a silver lining. It is about forging a robust character that thrives under pressure. To embrace a challenge is to remain present and engaged, not detached or indifferent. It requires an active engagement with whatever life presents, handling it with a calm mind and an unwavering focus on what you can control. Remember, the goal of Stoicism is not to diminish your emotions, but to channel them into a current that serves you and your community more profoundly. This approach does not promise an easy life. Instead, it offers a meaningful one. By consistently applying these principles, you will discover that you are not only capable of withstanding adversity, but of flourishing because of it. Each challenge becomes a chance to demonstrate virtue, a moment to build a stronger, wiser self. The power of ideas. Over wealth. Stoicism teaches a profound truth, that true wealth is not measured by external possessions, but by the richness of our ideas and the strength of our character. It encourages us to shift our focus from acquiring material things, which are transient and often beyond our control, to developing robust, transformative ideas that can endure and genuinely shape the world. Consider this. The most influential figures in history were not always the wealthiest, but those who offered groundbreaking ideas that reshaped society. From the philosophical insights of Marcus Aurelius to the innovative visions of modern leaders, the true currency they dealt in was thought itself. How, then, can we harness this power in our own lives? It begins by nurturing a mind that values creativity and critical thinking over mere consumption. Stoicism prompts us to ask, are we simply accumulating things that will fade, or are we cultivating insights that will last? This is not to say that resources are unimportant. They are tools to be used wisely, but they should never be the ultimate goal. Our aim should be to create and contribute, to think deeply about the world's problems and forge solutions that serve more than just ourselves. Embracing the value of ideas over wealth means understanding that personal growth and societal contribution are far more rewarding than material success. This perspective enriches not only our own lives, but makes us invaluable to others. In a world increasingly driven by materialism, the Stoic focus on ideas is a call to return to what truly matters. It challenges us to be thinkers, innovators, and philosophers in our own right, to build legacies of wisdom, not just of wealth. Creating your own path. The Stoics taught that while we cannot control external events, we possess absolute sovereignty over our reactions and actions. Through deliberate choices and purposeful living, we become the architects of our own destiny. This is not about forging a path in defiance of the world, but about crafting a life in deep alignment with our most cherished values and virtues. So, how do we begin? The first step is self-awareness. Stoicism encourages us to examine our lives with a critical eye, to question the societal norms that may not resonate with our inner truth. Are you following a career or a lifestyle because it is expected of you, or because it genuinely fulfills you? By reflecting on these questions, we can begin to carve out a path that is an authentic expression of who we are. Once our direction becomes clearer, we must act with courage, the courage to make unconventional choices, to step away from the beaten track, and to withstand the uncertainty that may follow. Stoicism equips us with the mental fortitude to handle these challenges, reminding us that our worth is defined by our character, not by external approval. Furthermore, creating your own path means embracing lifelong learning. The great Stoics were proponents of ongoing self-improvement and adaptability. They understood that a wise person is always prepared to adjust their course, learning from every experience. This flexible approach is crucial in a constantly changing world, allowing our path to remain relevant and true to our growth. Finally, creating your own path is not merely about personal ambition, it is about contributing to the world in a meaningful way. Stoicism teaches us to look beyond our individual desires and consider how our actions affect the whole. By choosing a path that positively contributes to those around us, we fulfill the ideal of living harmoniously within our community, ensuring our journey is not only self-fulfilling, but also a gift to the world. Adapting to change. Change is not just inevitable, it is the very principle of life. Everything that is alive changes, and even that which is not transforms over time. The Stoics understood that change is the only constant, and they taught us to embrace it, not passively, but actively, allowing ourselves to be molded by it while also molding our response to it, ensuring our refinement through every experience. The Stoic approach to change is rooted in the dichotomy of control, a concept that asks us to distinguish between what we can influence, our actions, judgments, and responses, and what we cannot, the past, the actions of others, and the vast external world. By focusing our energy solely on our sphere of influence, we become both more effective and more serene, free from anxiety over the uncontrollable. Moreover, adapting to change means maintaining an internal steadiness amidst external fluctuations. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius advised us to be like a rocky promontory, against which the waves constantly break. It stands firm, while the turmoil of the sea falls still around it. This is a powerful metaphor for Stoic resilience, the ability to maintain composure and clarity no matter how stormy life becomes. This stability comes not from rigidity, but from a deep engagement with the natural flow of life. In practice, this involves continual self-assessment. Stoicism promotes an ongoing dialogue with oneself, an internal audit of how we are responding to daily challenges. Are we reacting emotionally or responding thoughtfully? Are our actions consistent with our values? This reflective practice helps us navigate not only immediate changes, but also to anticipate and prepare for those to come. In the Stoic sense, every new circumstance is an opportunity for development. Every change, whether perceived as positive or negative, brings a chance to refine our virtues, turning life's inherent uncertainty into a path for profound growth. Developing a long-term vision. Developing a long-term vision in the Stoic sense is not about creating rigid plans that resist change. It is about setting a course guided by your deepest values, like a ship guided by a North Star, ensuring that each step you take is intentional and meaningful. The Stoics argued that without such a vision, we are at the mercy of external events and fleeting impulses, tossed about on the waves of circumstance. A well-defined vision acts as our compass, helping us navigate life's complex waters with direction and foresight. To develop this vision, we must reflect on what truly matters to us. What kind of person do we wish to become? How can we best contribute to the world? This vision should be resilient, capable of adapting to new realities without losing its essential direction. Your vision might be to live as a lifelong learner, dedicated to the betterment of society. How this manifests may change through different careers, relationships, or contexts, but the core vision remains constant. A Stoic vision also involves preparing mentally for both success and setbacks. We are taught to anticipate obstacles as natural parts of the journey. This is not pessimism, but a form of realistic optimism. By considering potential challenges, we strengthen our resolve and flexibility, making us better equipped to persist, no matter what life presents. Ultimately, it is not enough to simply dream. We must take concrete, consistent steps toward realizing our vision. This means setting manageable goals, reflecting on our daily habits, and continuously adjusting our strategies. Each small action becomes a building block of a larger purpose, imbued with meaning and direction. In this way, we learn to embrace the journey as much as the destination. The true value lies not just in achieving our goals, but in the growth and wisdom we gain along the way, reminding us that the path itself is as important as the end result. Personal growth and self-reflection. The Stoic path is one of constant personal growth, fueled by the practice of self-reflection. This is not about self-improvement in a conventional sense. It is a form of inner archaeology, a deep exploration of our thoughts, behaviors, and motives, with the aim of aligning our actions with the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Stoicism teaches us to turn our gaze inward and examine our responses to the world. This self-examination is a critical tool for growth, allowing us to identify where our perceptions may not align with our principles. It involves asking challenging questions. Why did I react that way? What can this emotion teach me? How can I respond with greater wisdom in the future? This inquiry grants us not only self-understanding, but also greater command over our inner world. A key technique is the evening review, a quiet ritual where the day's events are replayed in the mind, not to dwell on them, but to evaluate and learn. This practice is a kind of daily mental cleansing, ensuring we remain conscious of our progress. It helps to cement the day's lessons and prepares us to face tomorrow with a clearer, more focused mind. Stoicism also promotes the idea that we should strive to be better than we were yesterday, rather than better than someone else. Comparison to others is a distraction and a source of dissatisfaction. By focusing on our own path, we engage in a more constructive and affirming process. This fosters not only self-improvement but also self-acceptance, acknowledging that while perfection is unattainable, continuous progress is both achievable and deeply fulfilling. Real growth is often uncomfortable, requiring us to confront truths we might prefer to ignore. But Stoicism reassures us that this discomfort is the necessary friction that polishes the soul, turning every challenge into an opportunity to strengthen our character. Utilizing adversity. The Stoics viewed adversity not as a curse, but as an alchemical process, an opportunity to transform the lead of hardship into the gold of virtue. Every challenge presents a chance to practice patience, endurance, and resilience. When we face a setback, we are given a chance to practice perseverance. When we encounter injustice, we have an opportunity to cultivate fortitude. The Stoic sage uses these moments as exercises, much like a runner uses hills to build strength. It is not about seeking hardship, but about responding to it when it inevitably appears in a way that enhances our character. This is not a passive acceptance of suffering. It is an active engagement with life's challenges. It involves asking, how can I use this situation to my advantage or to the benefit of others? Can this struggle teach me something invaluable? By actively seeking the value in adversity, we transform our trials into triumphs. Self-reflection is critical to this process. Through practices like journaling, we can reflect on our encounters with adversity, not to ruminate on what went wrong, but to extract actionable insights that lead to future improvement. This internalizes the lessons learned, ensuring that each challenge contributes to a more resilient self. Utilizing adversity also involves a level of detachment from external conditions. By focusing only on what we can control, our responses and attitudes, we can maintain an inner tranquility regardless of our circumstances. This detachment is not apathy. It is a profound inner peace that allows us to face life's ups and downs with equanimity and to act from a place of wisdom. In this way, every challenge becomes a stepping stone toward a more virtuous life. We learn not only to survive our struggles, but to use them as fuel for our journey, emerging from the fire stronger and more refined than before. Leadership and influence. In the Stoic view, leadership and influence are not about wielding power over others, but about leading by example and inspiring those around you through virtue and integrity. True leaders are those who first govern their own lives with wisdom and justice, and whose actions naturally encourage others to do the same. This approach places personal character at the very foundation of genuine influence. Stoic leadership begins with sovereignty over oneself. Before one can effectively lead others, one must be in command of their own inner world, practicing self-discipline, managing emotions, and making decisions that reflect a commitment to the common good. A Stoic leader models the virtues of courage, temperance, and justice, demonstrating through their own behavior how to live a good life. Their influence is not enforced by authority, but radiates outward, compelling others by the power of their example. This form of leadership is fundamentally about service. It encourages leaders to focus on helping others grow, fostering an environment where the entire community can thrive. By prioritizing the welfare of others, Stoic leaders build the trust and loyalty essential for any influential relationship. Communication is also critical. A Stoic leader speaks clearly and honestly, seeking to understand different perspectives and responding with thoughtfulness. This respectful dialogue resolves conflicts and strengthens their influence by establishing them as fair and reliable. They are also adaptable, remaining steady in the face of uncertainty. They recognize they cannot control all events, but they can always control their response. This resilience allows them to guide others through crisis with a calm and clarifying presence, serving as a stable anchor in a storm. In essence, a Stoic leader is like a lighthouse, not a commander who shouts orders, but a steady, guiding light that helps others find their own way. Reflecting on your journey. Reflecting on your journey is an essential Stoic practice. It is a moment to pause, assess, and recalibrate your path according to the principles you hold dear. It is about looking back not to reminisce or regret, but to understand and learn. This introspective process is crucial, for it allows you to appreciate the distance you have traveled, acknowledge the lessons you have learned, and use that wisdom to shape a more purposeful future. Stoicism teaches us to view life as a series of opportunities for growth. Every experience, whether a triumph or a trial, carries a valuable lesson. By reflecting on these moments, we can discern whether our actions have aligned with the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. This is not about harsh self-judgment, but about approaching your past with a compassionate and constructive mind, one that is keen on continuous improvement. In this reflection, consider the times you have faced adversity. How did you respond? Did you act with virtue, or were you swayed by fear or anger? What strengths did you discover within yourself? What weaknesses were revealed? Each answer is a guidepost, illuminating the path forward. By engaging in this honest and gentle dialogue with your past self, you honor the journey you have taken and prepare yourself for the road that still lies ahead, wiser and more intentional than before. Consider your reactions to life's trials. Did frustration and anger take hold, or did you find a center of calm from which to act with reason? Each moment reveals the contours of your character and resilience, illuminating the path where your Stoic practice can deepen. But this introspection is not only for hardship. Turn your gaze also to moments of joy and success. In these bright moments, you discover the core of your being and the values you hold most dear, strengthening your resolve to live by them. This reflection is also an embrace of life's transient nature, a cornerstone of Stoic thought. Everything, from our greatest victories to our deepest sorrows, is fleeting. These experiences are to be cherished in their time, but held with an open hand as we move forward. This awareness cultivates a profound gratitude for the present and a quiet readiness to welcome the future, whatever it may hold, with an open heart and a steady spirit. Sharing your reflections is a profoundly powerful act. It not only deepens your own growth, but also kindles a light for others. By telling the story of your journey, you join a timeless conversation about what it means to live well, inviting others to consider their own path and, perhaps, discover the Stoic way for themselves. Thank you for walking this path with us at Stoic Journal. Remember, every step you take on this journey enriches not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Keep reflecting and keep growing. To continue exploring the wisdom of Stoicism, we invite you to watch one of the suggested videos on your screen. Together, let us build lives of virtue and resilience.